All right, today's topic is what would you do in this type of situation? Would you blame the system? Would you just move on with your life? Would you, I don't know, you let me know, okay? So let's go ahead and watch the clip.
He spent 16 years in prison after being wrongly convicted of rape. His accuser, a best-selling author, is now apologizing, saying she's truly sorry. But how do you undo such a life-altering mistake? Here's Les Trent.
Tears of joy as a man wrongly accused of rape is exonerated after spending 16 years in prison. Anthony Broadwater, now 61 years old, broke down in tears when he heard the judge throw out the conviction.
Mr. Broadwater cannot get those 16 years back.
His accuser was Alice Sebold, author of The Lovely Bones, which was made into a major movie starring Mark Wahlberg.
It's gonna be okay. My dad knows I'm here.
Her rape at age 18 took place when she was a college student in upstate New York, years before she became famous. Sebold says it happened here in this 76-acre park overlooking Syracuse University where she was a freshman. Months went by and there was no arrest. Then, one day, Alice Sebold was walking down this street and she says she came face to face with the man who attacked her. It was Anthony Broadwater. He was found guilty after Sebold took the stand and identified him as her rapist.
The people that knew me and know my character, they know that wasn't me.
Doubts about his guilt were raised when movie producer Timothy Mucciante started investigating the story as he prepared to make a movie based on Sebold's memoir about the rape called Lucky.
Anyone who reads the transcript of the trial and compares it to her book, there's quite a lot that's omitted that a reader would look at and say, you know, this doesn't add up, just like I did.
Sebold, now 58 years old, had nothing to say as she walked her dog in San Francisco where she lives.
Anything to say to Anthony Broadwater?
But on Tuesday, she issued a public apology to Broadwater in which she acknowledged he had been wrongly accused. I am sorry most of all for the fact that the life you could have led was unjustly robbed from you. And I know that no apology can change what happened to you and never will.
What do you think of that apology?
If it's sincerely from my heart, I can accept it.
The publisher of Lucky says it has ceased publication until they decide if the book can be properly revised.
Wow. All right. So this is the story. And we have a report here. We actually have two reports. The first one here says, man wrongly convicted of our word, Lovely Bones. Author Alice Sebold will star in documentary Unlucky about his life after he spent 16 years in prison while his accuser made millions off of her memoir. So there's going to be a story about him, how he spent the 60 years in prison. He got out of jail. And obviously with that scarlet letter, if you can call it that way, he was innocent, spent his whole life after getting out of jail with, registered as an offender. But that's just amazing. But here, the Lovely Bones, Alice Sebold finally apologized to the man she accused in 1981 in the Medium Post, 7 days after he was exonerated. The way I feel about it, you can let me know how you feel about it, is she only apologized because she realized that the whole world now knows that she lied, right? This is my humble opinion. So she apologized on Tuesday to Anthony Broadwater. Obviously, Tuesday, that was earlier this month, who was convicted in 1982 of assaulting her when she was a student at Syracuse University. Broadwater, 61, is now 61, served 16 years in prison and was released in 1998. So a lot of years. Even when he got out of jail, there was still, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people probably distanced themselves from him. Some people thought he was guilty when he wasn't. So the conviction was overturned. It was earlier this month after a producer working on a Netflix adaptation of the 1998 memoir for the lady Sebold hired a private investigator to re-examine the case. That's when they found out that he was lacking some evidence and all that. So here he is. I just show you the video on the center, conviction was overturned on November 22nd. This is just in case you haven't heard about this situation. Let me know what you think about it. This is amazing, right? So I want to read to you her apology here. 40 years later. 40 years later. For 40 years, there was a lot of people who thought this man was, an offender. It says here in a statement posted, she said, "First, I want to say that I am truly sorry to Anthony and I deeply regret what you have been through. I'm sorry of all for the fact that the life you could have led was unjustly robbed from you." Yeah, it was. "And I know that no apology can change what happened to you and never will." He did apologize to her, and I have to say he's a way, way, way better man than I am, or a lot of other people, right? To be able to forgive somebody just like that, that is amazing. It takes a lot of courage and strength. She says here, "I am grateful that Mr. Broadwater has finally been vindicated, but the fact remains that 40 years ago, he became another young black man brutalized by our flawed legal system." So she accused the system. She blamed the system instead of just owning to what she did. It doesn't matter that you were only 18 years old. Just go ahead and say, try to meet with the man face to face and say, "I'm sorry, I wronged you. I made a mistake. I was young, I was dumb, and I was hurt, and I made a mistake." But no, she has to blame the system. Why? So another black man can just go ahead and blame the system. That's the idea, right? Those liberal, I'm pretty sure she's a liberal. This is it's just amazing, right? It's just amazing. He became another, she said 40 years ago, he became another young man brutalized by our flawed legal system. Wow. For all the nice picture. This is a picture of, so it says here, Sebold originally picked out a different man far right in the police lineup. Right here. She picked this man first. But then later identified Broadwater second to the right in court. Amazing how she just changed her mind like that, right? She wasn't even sure who it was. But it is what it is. So she went to the police, but she didn't know the man's name, and an initial sweep of the area failed to locate him. An officer suggests the man in the street must have been Broadwater, who had supposedly been seen in the area. Wow, this is crazy, right? So here he was wrongly convicted, but now hopefully he's gonna get something out of it. Something good will come out of it. It will star. It says here that the man will spend 16 years in jail after being wrongly convicted. Will star in a documentary about his life. That's a good turnout, right? It chronicled the case of Anthony Broadwater, now 61, who was exonerated last month in the 1981 assault. A New York Times best-selling author who has since apologized for identifying the wrong man. And she made a lot of money out of that lie, from that lie, right? This is part of her book or her memoir when she actually talked about it. I don't want to read that to you. You can go ahead and look at it online. This is where Broadwater has been living in his home in Syracuse. This is his house. Okay. And I am pretty sure, I'm not an expert on anything, but I'm pretty sure as an offender, registered offender, it's hard to find a job and it's hard to move, to move forward in life because it's there. When people look your name up, they see that. And she's famous. She's also famous. So for all those years, 40 years, right? And this is where she lives. Sebold lives in this $6 million home in San Francisco, which she bought in 2007, 8 years after her memoir was published. Wow, this is... Oof. So the producer said the situation with the original film Lucky reached a tipping point when the director wanted to change the attacker's race from black to white, despite the actual assailant being black. This makes no sense. And like I said, he's a better man than I am, or a lot of other men, for being able to forgive that lady for what she did to him. Let me know what you think about this. What would you do in that situation if somebody accused you just like that? this type of crime it's so bad and it's so wrong that yeah, it changed your life. It changed your whole life, right? Because after 16 years, you come back, you're trying to make a comeback into, society. And I do not think it was easy for that man. So for him to be able to just forgive her like that, hey, he's a great man. He is a great man. So let me know what you think about this, and see you on the next one. God bless you.